good. Thank you.
Very good. You're comfortably ahead in the tie. I just want to know what your approach is. You got all the away goals, you've got the big lead. What's the approach going into the second leg here?
Yeah, we want, of course, to qualify. That's, of course, the most important thing. But when you are in a bad run of results, you need victories. And I believe that what everybody wants in that dressing room is not just to qualify, is also to win the match. So in football, anything is possible, and you have always to be respecting the nature of football, the nature of sports. Anything can happen, but the reality is that for one victory away is good, is, I would say, very good, but it's not about losing 3-0, losing 2-0 and qualify. Is about qualify but winning the match. So the approach is a very similar approach to the first leg. We go with a strong side. We go with the bench, with players that can help us to turn the direction of a game if we need, but at the same time with 3 or 4 young players that we would love to give them a chance to play minutes with the first team. But our starting lineup is very, very similar to the one that start the game in Hungary, because we want to go strong.
Performance against West Ham, because has he done enough now to convince you that he's got the quality to play at the top level again?
He doesn't need to convince me of anything. I am totally convinced about everything. It's not about convincing me. It's about being ready to play the minutes we all would love him to play. It's a process. You see how many matches he played in the last couple of years. It's a process. We want him, of course, to be ready to play every minute of every game. He's a player with special qualities. You could see against West Ham, he was on the pitch 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, he had a positive impact in the quality of the game. He had a cross, he had a couple of assists, he had a shot, he hit the post. You know, he's doing that better and better, but he's not playing 90 minutes, he's not playing every game. We are still managing his evolution. He has nothing at all to convince me. We play Wolfsberger, then we play Burnley, then we play Fulham midweek, then we play Crystal Palace at home, then hopefully we play Europa League again. We played 10 matches in 7 plus 3 in March, 7 for us as a club, plus 3 with the national team. So our players are going to be on a 10 matches run in March, which is something absolutely crazy. And Gareth is a special example of a player that we need to take care. I almost can tell you that in this moment Gareth is playing the minutes and the periods that he feel he can and that he feel are good for his evolution. And what we want and what he wants is to be able, in this last part of the season, to play more minutes than he did, more matches than he did, and more crucial matches than he did.
The stats from this, what you called just then that bad run, are pretty unprecedented for you, Jose. I mean, you're not used to this. You've always had great times during your career, and however way you dress them up, it feels a bit negative at the moment. How positive are you that you can turn around this slump, but also that this season will end in a positive manner, bearing in mind what's still in front of you, what the opportunities are for you?
First of all, is in the negativity of it, is a positive thing that you say that I'm not used to it, and my career is being the opposite of this. That's a great thing. But I want to know which coach in the end of his career can say that everything was blue sky and never a little bit gray or cloudy or even dark, unless he's a coach that was always in dominant clubs where the clubs were always the top clubs in countries, and then it's more difficult to have difficult moments. But I think just show how beautiful my career has been. Does this makes me happy? No. Does this make me depressed? Not at all. I think is a challenge. Is a challenge. I always feel that I work for the clubs, I work for the players, I work for the supporters of the club. I always feel that I have to give them so much, and the fact that I'm giving them hard work but not the results is something that of course hurts me, and is a great challenge for me, because I believe that I can give it. I believe that I can give it. I gave it everywhere I've been, and I want to do it. And I'm more motivated than ever. And I believe that at least is what I feel. I never felt what normally coaches they feel when the results are bad. Normally, when the results are bad, the coaches are lonely men. That's what we normally are. And in this club, in this building, I never felt that. Never. I never felt that. I always felt not just respected, of course, but I always felt supported. I always felt that everybody is together in the same boat. By one side, nobody is happy, but by another side, nobody is depressed, and I feel positive. You know, maybe it can look a bit weird for you losing so many matches, and you are positive. But yes, I'm positive, and I cannot say I'm happy, but I would say I'm not unhappy. I wake up in the morning, I want to come back to work. I arrive in the building, I feel the motivation in everyone. I love to train. People is loving training, and everybody is working as hard as it is possible with so many matches, and we are positive. We are positive. We want to play tomorrow. We want to play Sunday. We want to try to come back as soon as possible to good results, and we are positive.
Support there. Do you feel that support from your chairman Daniel Levy, and what's your relationship like with him? Is he part of the support you mean?
So can you finish, because I didn't listen the last part of your question?
You mentioned the support you have. Is that the support as well from Daniel Levy, and what's your relationship like with him at the moment? Have you spoken about it?
My relationship is the same since day one, which is a relationship of respect and of open communication. Nothing changed in relation to that. We communicate every day, and we respect each other, and I believe that we share the feelings of we are not happy with the results, but this doesn't create any contradiction between us, because we feel both exactly the same. My work is directly with the players, with my staff, with all the staffs around the first team, the medical staff, the kit man, the analysts, everybody together in the first team. I believe that we share the same feelings, which is nobody's happy, nobody's depressed, nobody's happy, but everybody believes that we are going to do better, and everybody believes that better things are waiting for us. We have to search them because positive things, they don't arrive in a plate, on a silver plate. I think we did that. We did that we could show that in the second half against West Ham. We were in the search of every possible happiness. Happiness didn't want anything with us, but everybody was searching. And we are going to keep searching, we are going to keep digging, we are going to working hard, and hopefully good results are coming, because, as I was saying, we are much better than this.
Just to pick you up on that point on Daniel, it's clear that you do have a very good relationship with him, and we saw in the documentary how much he respects you. I just wondered, do you feel any greater debt to him to make this work than you have to other owners? Because it seems you have a very hands-on relationship, and also he did put his neck on the line a little bit for you. He sacked a very popular manager, your former Chelsea. It wasn't always popular. So I wondered if you feel a greater debt to him than maybe you have done to owners in the past.
I don't know if that is the right words, but what I feel to Mr. Levy is what I feel in every club I've been working. I want to give happiness to people. Who are the people? The people is the chairman, or the owners, or players, fans, everybody connected with the club. I always feel that I'm one of them. I work for them, and I want to give happiness to that people. That's always my feeling. Is never about me. Is always about us, and I don't change. It's kind of a sense of duty. It's my duty. It's my job. It's my nature as a person. For sure, we are not friends. We don't share one single minute outside. I'm speaking to you, not to Mr. Levy. I'm speaking to you, journalists. I'm not your friend to spend time with you, so you don't know me as a person. You know me just as a coach. But as a person, I'm a little bit of the same. I'm always worried with the others. I'm always worried with the people I love. Many times, even with people I don't love. So I have this sense of I want to do well for others, and that's what I want to do. That's what moves me every day, especially after being lucky to win a couple of cups in a couple of clubs. I feel more and more a club man, and less about me. So I want to do for everyone. We want to do for everyone.
You've already made.
We spent a few minutes outside
Yeah.
press conferences.
That was great too. Let's not forget the big cup final you've already made, Jose. Just wondering, it seems Boris's plan doesn't include, at the moment, fans being allowed into Wembley. That was the reason it was postponed, of course, but just falls too soon. Although the authorities are trying to get it used as a test event. What's your feeling on it? How good would it be to have some fans at Wembley for that big cup final?
Yeah. You know, I played Wembley finals, full stadium, and of course it's amazing, but in this moment I just want to stay in my corner, wait for the ones that have the knowledge and the power to make the right decisions for the country, the right decision for the world, and as soon as possible our world back with all the good things that the world has. People is more important than football. So if we have to go to Wembley without fans, we go to Wembley without fans. But we go to Wembley with the fans in our heart. and with the determination, as I was saying before, to bring happiness to people. We know what is to love a club. We know, all of us, we know what is to love a club, and we all know what means for people the success of their club. So when we have that final to play, we have to bring them in our hearts and to fight for them, because football is about them.
You said after the West Ham game that you had problems that you couldn't resolve yourself. What did you mean by that?
Well, nothing specific, nothing that probably you think I wanted to say and I didn't. First of all, a press conference, 3 or 4 interviews, a flash interview, a couple of minutes after games. I sometimes think that we coaches, we are amazing guys, for not to say too many, I don't know if the words, I can use the word, so it's better I not use it. Too many yes, or do it away, you understand me. I think we have to be bright guys and in control of our emotions, and not to say the wrong things, because it's never easy, especially after defeat. And sometimes we say things that can be controversial, we can say things that people doesn't understand, we can say even really bad things, which was not my case. But for example, this weekend, I think one of my colleagues went a little bit too far in his words. But that's another story, because it's not Jose Mourinho, that's not the problem. In relation to my question, or to my words, it's a big frustration to lose matches, especially matches like that one. I prefer to lose playing well than to lose playing bad, but when you lose and you play bad, the feeling is just of disappointment and sometimes rage. But when you play so well and you lose, you realize that there are things that are not in your hands. You hit the post twice. That ball, the new ball, I hate that new ball, white and dark blue now. The ball didn't want to go inside. I cannot control. Probably the yellow ball would go inside. We had 2 posts. We had lots of crosses across the face of the goal. You cannot control. The VAR, of course, was correct with the disallowed goal. The VAR was correct. But you are waiting for a little bit of luck, and the VAR is correct, and the linesman was correct. No, it wasn't. You make a mistake, in beginning of second half, you make a mistake, boom, a goal. So there are things that you can work a lot, you can fight, you can analyze. There are things that are out of your control. But what can you do if you have things out of your control? Work. That's why after the game, we didn't go home. After the game, we arrived in here. We went to analyze the West Ham game. So the next game we were ready to analyze with the players. Then the next day you analyze the first game against Wolfsberger, and you work again, and you split the groups, and some guys they can train, some others they have to recover, and you manage everything, and you speak with everyone to try to give the players the best conditions, and the sports science and the medical guys. We work a lot in this building. We work a lot in this building. And sometimes you feel a frustration, you don't control. Hit the post, the ball goes outside, Gareth Bale shot, the goal comes. We make a mistake, they go there, they score. There is not a mistake that we make defensively that is not a goal. We are in this moment where it looks like one mistake, one goal. You do so well, you don't score. So sometimes there are moments of frustration, and I think the post-match interview are the perfect place for a coach not to say the right things or to leave some doubts. Like today, a pre-match press conference. I think everything we say you can follow word by word because we are calm, no pressure, no adrenaline. But after matches, it's not easy for us.
Can I just ask you, you mentioned a couple of days back, or maybe it was last week, about the amount of minutes you've given to all of your different centre-backs and how it's quite equal, the amount of minutes. Have the amount of games, has that kind of prevented you maybe from playing consistently the centre-back pairing you'd like, or as a back four?
I think we played 40 matches this season. We played 40 matches, plus some national team matches that players also had. And it's impossible to play the same players all the time. And of course we have different competitions, and of course we try to have some fresh players for different matches. And of course when there is no perfection in the collective performances, sometimes you try to give some stability, but other times you also need to rotate some players. For example, Toby didn't play Sunday. He plays tomorrow. That's quite an obvious situation.
To you, after 2 decades of managerial experience, talk about the situation at Spurs here. Do you think that the brash young Jose Mourinho, who arrived in England 15 years ago, would have been able to cope with everything that's gone on at Spurs with all the circumstances here, as well as you're coping now? And for all that we say you're not the manager you were, or some people say you're not the manager you were, are you actually better equipped to be successful with Spurs now?
Thank God I'm not the manager I was. Thank God, because if there is no evolution in us, I also want to believe that you think you are a better journalist today than you were 10 years ago or so. So thank God. But I agree with you. Probably I wouldn't be as calm and confident and in control of my emotions, because during my career I had sometimes problems not in relation to results, because as you know, I didn't have many bad runs of results, but with day by day problems that happen many times in clubs with all of us. I reacted previously in a much more emotional way, and instead of help myself and instead of help the ones around me, I was even creating kind of conflict situations that I had previously. So just to give you a quick example, I left Chelsea as a champion. I was champion, and I left Chelsea. So as an example, so maybe your age and your experience as a person and a journalist makes you realize that we people with more experience, we are better equipped to cope with negative moments. I am calm. I am in control of my emotions. I cannot switch on and switch off. I'm happy and happy. My nature doesn't change. I lose a game, of course I'm not happy, but maturity helps, undoubtedly helps, and I feel very, very confident, and I believe we are going to improve, and I believe that I will be in Tottenham history for the good reasons and not for the bad reasons.
Okay guys, Ben Davis will be with you shortly. Thank you very much.